Trafalgar Square, you know, it used to be St. Martin's, St. Martin in the Fields. It's the place where the people have spoken perhaps more than most in London, and you'll all have your own memories. CND marches and gay pride each year ends in Trafalgar Square. And unforgettably, Nelson Mandela arriving after all those years of demonstrations in St. Martin against apartheid, and finally he arrived. And he pushed through us all and went into the embassy and then stood up on the balcony and addressed us all and said, "I would like to take you all home in my pocket." Where would you rather be than in Nelson Mandela's pocket? But it's not always been a place of peace and good fortune and good words. Just 600 years ago, there was a riot in St. Martin in the Fields. And the complaint was about strangers. The strangers in our midst, and the cry was that they should be removed. Usual complaints about strangers, you know, they'd eat odd food, speak odd languages, take our jobs, take our houses, better send them back wherever they came from. And the authorities sent out to put down the riot, at least according to William Shakespeare, Thomas More, the hero of Man for All Seasons, at this time a youngish lawyer who presented the case for peace by arguing that people should obey the law and stop rioting, and secondly, being by Shakespeare with a plea to humanity, which has earned its place in this wonderful book. It does say that the speech is attributed to Shakespeare because he didn't write the whole of the play that it appears in. But there is no doubt he wrote it because, well, when you hear it, you'll know. But you can go and see it. It's in the British Museum. It's the only example of Shakespeare's writing of a script in existence, just one page. And it's this speech. It's symbolic and wonderful for all sorts of reasons. That it should be this speech of all, so little known, and so at the heart of Shakespeare's humanity that it should be permanently on display. So the cry is that the strangers should be removed. And Thomas More replies, "Grant them removed, and grant that this your noise hath chid down all the majesty of England." Imagine that you see the wretched strangers, their babies at their backs, with their poor luggage, plodding to the ports and coasts for transportation, and that you sit as kings in your desires, authority quite silenced by your brawl, and you in ruff of your opinions clothed. What have you got? I'll tell you. You had taught how insolence and strong hand should prevail, how order should be quelled, and by this pattern not one of you should live an aged man, for other ruffians, as their fancies wrought, with self-same hand, self-reason, and self-right, would shark on you, and men like ravenous fishes feed on one another. Oh, desperate as you are, wash your foul minds with tears, and those same hands that you like rebels lift against the peace, lift up for peace, and your unreverent knees make them your feet, to kneel to be forgiven. You'll put down strangers, kill them, cut their throats, possess their houses, and need the majesty of law in lion to slip him like a hound. Say now, the king, as he is clement, if the offender mourn, should so much come too short of your great trespass, as but to banish you. Whither would you go? What country, by the nature of your error, should give you harbour? Go you to France, or Flanders, to any German province, to Spain, or Portugal, nay, anywhere that not adheres to England, why you must needs be strangers. Would you be pleased to find a nation of such barbarous temper that breaking out in hideous violence would not afford you an abode on earth, whet their detested knives against your throats, spurn you like dogs, and like as if that God owned not, nor made not you, nor that the elements were all appropriate to your comfort, but chartered unto them? What would you think to be thus used? This is the stranger's case, and this your mountainish inhumanity. Yes.